Welcome. This particular presentation came about a little bit random because I got honestly really overwhelmed by my own lack of systemized process on the delivery last week. And I said to Dory, which is my assistant coach, I said we need to find a way to improve the delivery system, especially the systemize it in a way that people can first and foremost understand what coaching means, but secondly, also to obviously be able to guarantee the results according to whatever plan they found themselves, whether they are in a mastermind or coaching system, whether they are in more of a do-it-yourself kind of situation. But I decided to make this presentation first to get everybody to understand what is changing in our coaching and also what we pretend as coaches in terms of you guys' work. Um, and part of this is gonna obviously we're gonna cut this off at some point, and then we're gonna put the system part inside the website so that it's 100% clear to all of you watching and all of you that are here. What is coaching really like and why it's done that way? Because I'm a big believer on getting people to understand why we do things in a certain way rather than just say to them, okay, this is the way it's done and that's it. Uh, it's always a mean of innovation, meaning like we do always have to improve the coaching itself, but definitely there are lacking points on that, and I don't want this to kind of like to be part of the. I don't want this to be part of the problem, but I want this to be part of the solution. But also, I want in a certain way that all of you as clients and as prospects understand what means to get coaching because I still see in the marketplace this is a problem. People not really clear on what coaching means. People that said I have signed up for coaching, now I need my results, and not understanding that obviously there is a level of not only discipline that you must create, but obviously there is a level of identity that you must shift as well. I made this example previously. Some of you might be clear on this or not, but if we take our system and now it's a been proven from 2016 online to now, but mostly is it was an iteration of the process that was it was more towards emotional eating. Now it's more towards ladies under 40. The system is the same. When you teach or educate 1,000 people, you don't only get results, but you get a sample. You get patterns. You get to see the same things all over again. And basically, my question is, how do you get 70% of people getting results and 30% people not getting results with basically the same system? It's easy to see that it's not the system. Now, that doesn't mean that we cannot get our system to get 85% of the results, 95% of the results, 100% of the results. It doesn't mean we don't have to try, but definitely means that the identity of the client or the belief system and the discipline and the vision that somebody must come in with needs to be different that when they came in when they don't get, let's say, results or don't keep results. Because what I see very often, and usually this is like people that choose to be in plans which are lower in support and in engagement, meaning like more so not a coaching program, but more so do it yourself kind of thing that we obviously do have, because it's basically saying if you're super motivated, highly motivated, you are creating the right strategy right away, and you get the right support, and you understand how your life works, then it's super easy. You can get done yourself. Yet, then those make that choice based on a financial problem and not based on whatever they need kind of problem. And those are usually the ones that then come after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months saying, hey, I need more motivation. Hey, I need to kind of like figure stuff out. Oh, I need to be more clear. Oh, I think something goes on in my hormones and shit. So basically, this is what happens. And today, I want to find a way to get full clarity, not only of what we're gonna do next moving forward, what I'm expecting from the people in the program, whether you are been here a year or whether you here a month, what I'm expecting from prospect before joining the program, because we're gonna see this call. If you do not agree or you don't like what you're seeing here, you're not gonna get accepted. It's gonna be like a school, like you don't get in. don't everybody don't sign up to medical school. You need requirements. And basically, we do that because we want to avoid not only time being wasted on your hand, but also in our hand, but also we want to avoid stuff like clearly you coming out as you came in, basically without being helped. And I put some notes in inside my iPhone because as I sometimes when I cannot sleep, I just think, okay, how can we just make stuff better? So I just put out a little bit of a kind of like a some notes, and we're gonna run through this thing. But basically, obviously, the situation is that, like I said, the problem today in the marketplace, aside from the fact that if we work with a niche of people, with you all are a niche, you are women over 40, that whether or not you know, your body doesn't behave the same way as you used before, and now you need different things. But when you are like that, when you're talking about solutions, there are stuff like gyms, there are stuff like nutritionists, and I'm not gonna go ahead and say what people tell me about those things. Like people say like, oh, even when we go to professional, sometimes you get the bad advice, sometimes you get pitched pills to without going to the root cause of the problem, which that's bad enough in my opinion. But as we know that doctors, for instance, that are very skilled in prescribing medicine, but they have like 3 or 4 hours on their nutritional curriculum. So I'm not expecting them to be skilled enough. But when we go inside gyms, the problem is that one of the biggest things that I hear, there is a two couple of things that I hear that all the time I hear. People sign up to coaching thinking like they buying a one-to-one personal training but virtual. If you bought that, if you invested into this, you are doomed to fail. Why? Simply because I was one, and I know that when that happens to you, you get basically a service for an hour, the best case scenario, from somebody that is not really clear on what to get, what results look like, long-term results. I'm saying like they're very good on teaching you the motor, the posture about your whatever you need to do. They're very good on exercising, in programming. They're not very skilled on giving people results because that time they don't know what it takes. They don't know that they have to like not only empathize with your situation, but they also should actually know what happens when you're not training in the gym. So the 23 hours that you're not in the gym, they should know actually what to tell you to do. Provided that they know what to do, and some of them do, you need to find a way to systemize something for people to do it, to condition them mentally, physiologically, and logistically for people to do that. And this is what is totally misunderstood. The crazy part is that people feel as if they need more time with a coach, or they feel like they need some sort of weird strategy that we haven't gone through yet, which is that's why we keep putting stuff like just build your habits in that, like just do the call. I see people all the time here. I see today. I see Seen. I think that's how we pronounce her name. That is here. And that she's not a client yet. She's somebody in the group. We have 2,000 people in the group. Why are you just watching the videos? Why are you not coming to the videos, to the calls? Why are you not doing the challenge? Because you are conditioned to only consume, but not do. And if you don't do, you're not going to experience anything. And this is part of the problem. We'll see in a little bit why. Uh, like I said, most professionals today, unfortunately, they don't know what it takes to transform. They know what it takes you to transform physically, but they don't know how to keep you the transformation or to get you to transform like totally like that. And again, I talked about it before. What's the difference between the people who are successful and people that are not? The identity. The identity is one thing. The vision is another thing. The um, the responsibility. And I'm going to talk about today a lot of client responsibility. And those of you that have been here for a while, if I tell you that you have responsibility and you haven't done, it's not like you can just bypass it. You need to start doing it, or you should, because if you don't, then it's like I'm okay with everybody has the power of their own choices. But I only there is two scenarios. Like if you're doing really, really good, I see a bunch of you here. Pretty much everybody here is doing good. Then you have the luxury of not doing the stuff that we're gonna talk about today because you say, anyway, I'm getting results and I'm happy. If you're not getting results and you're not happy, or you're not as happy as you should, this is gonna maximize your results. If you don't, you're totally fine. but you lose the right to complain. You lose the right to say, I wasn't successful because I didn't get motivation. You lose the right to say, I wasn't successful because I wasn't clear. So today I'm going to show you how we're going to make everybody clear. And the reality is that a lot of you are going to use, or you watching, are going to use the excuse of time. Oh, it takes a lot of time, or it takes a lot of, how do you say, a lot of platform and all that stuff. There is too many things to do. I'm getting confused. No, you're not. You just not want to prioritize what you need to do. And that's a choice. I like, I'm totally financially illiterate. I want to learn more about investment now. I not only investment in terms of real estate, but investment in terms of assets and stuff like that. Every single day when I'm eating, I went from listening to Dan Pena for my mindset and motivation to listening to investment. You want to take the time. That's it. There is no excuses about not having time. Everybody has 24 hours. Yeah, there are people that they make time to do stuff. There are other people that don't make time. If you haven't results, you don't need to make time. If you don't, you want to start assessing that part. Is quite important. One thing that you need, and I'm gonna dissect based on what I feel people need and what I think we do very well, is connection. It's like connecting with a coach. I am Coach Dory and Coach um, Jennifer as well, assistant coach, uh, are what we do in here, as we did for the also before they were on board when I had the other the second chance program. We do something very different. We actually connect. You're hearing me today. You can talk to me and stuff like it. And this is what the misconception in the system that you see online. It's like sometimes you see, I'm gonna use B-Shred, for instance. I'm not saying I'm gonna sue me because I don't think I'm big enough for them to sue me. But what that guy that you see all the time, Vince, the guy that the pretty guy and the pretty girl that supposedly are giving you the program, they won't even know your name because the system is made like you buy their program, or even if you have high-hand coaching, you're gonna work with a random coach, somebody that is not part, like somebody that has nothing to do with them. One thing I wanted to do from this program is giving you the ability for me to be on the sideline, in the front line, to look at your situation, to get to know you as a person, and to take you from point A to point B. This is why we work on intakes. This is why we have to work in a systemized time frame with everybody because we want to guarantee that. But I need your help to guarantee that. I need that you're gonna follow through whatever you requested. So today, now we know we're talking about the system now, right? Because this is basically what I want to get. I'm just watching I just don't want to forget anything. And I think we went through that. So how do we guarantee that? Quite simple. If you don't have a system, you don't have a business and you wouldn't have a coach. Simple as that. If you don't have a system, you have a house of cards in any business, in any system, in anything in your life. You need systems, you need plans, and you need the ability to be able to innovate and make you understand that why we do in this way. I'm going to have a call with, I think, is I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday with Dory about this because I want her to understand as a team how we're going to operate that. Because I really want to avoid more than time used badly. I want to avoid my energy to not be in terms of chaos, not inside like totally chaotic and not being able then to help you. When you come inside my program, I'm gonna start from there because it's correct that those of you that um, come here and they're not in the program yet are clear 100% with this. When you come inside a program, there is no such thing like message me, hey, how much it costs to work with you. That's not gonna exist. You're gonna have to get a call, and some of you are familiar with this because we went through this process. I just made this page a lot better. This emphasize what it means when you're coming in, like no reschedule processes, meaning like you wanna respect the time of whoever is on the other side of the phone. You have 10 minutes here of what the system look like. So who is this for? What are we doing? What this thing works? If you don't like to watch a video, we'll read. You want to read all this step by step. This is what we do. Step one, step two, step. All of you are gonna fall into this category if you're over 40, because this is basically what the main problems are. I wanted to get to this part because this is what we're talking about today. While you see this, and this is what people usually just check and go to the other pages, and like all these look like features, but it's not a feature the way we do it. Like it's important for you to understand because this kind of like differentiate the perception of things. This is basically what our new system look like and what I'm gonna need from you. Now I'm gonna make this bigger so you can actually see. Client responsibility. From now on, I'm gonna need you to go through the actual education. Okay? The education looks like this. All of you have either this version of a website or you have a bigger version. Bigger version mean like phase one, phase two, phase three, phase four. Those of you that have been here a while. I'm gonna leave it that way. I'm not gonna change this. Just understand that if you only have this, you have a lot more to learn that you're not taking advantage of. Okay? And it starts from going through, like usually we have a strategic call telling you what you're gonna do. The home is called onboarding, okay? And this is basically what the onboarding looks like. This is what the onboarding look like. And the onboarding is meant for solving a problem, lack of clarity. It's like we have a first onboarding call. I'm gonna take, for example, let's say, and now it's not the case like she was, but let's say Nina needed a reverse diet because she was no longer able to lose weight. It was phase one. So that's the strategy. After 15 days, we validate the strategy. This is done with me again. Okay. And basically, throughout that process, client reach out means like you can always ask for questions to me or my coaches by messenger. Why? Because this way, either to me or my coaches, we're going to get you clear on what it takes and we're going to solve this problem. Lack of clarity. Why am I doing this? And you might now connect a little bit the dots. Because now I just went over and I wanted to, we don't even get all the data from this, but I just get a day of data. Look at that. We just did that today. 30% people feel as if there is no motivation, like they miss. Some other people feel like they don't have the right support system. Some of them, they feel like 17% metabolic issue. Funny enough, on the net, 90% feels that way. Now you got here, you understand that maybe less of you feel that way, but what really you feel more law is like, I need to find a way to actually get to do something, right? So much clarity, motivation. So we want to solve all these problems, micro problems for you, and making sure you have the solution for that. This is the pathway of our clients. When you are inside here, you are this pathway. You have an onboarding, provided that this is done well, properly, you basically get directed to whatever is called more systematic. And I'm going to show you in a second why is important. But let's cancel all that stuff out. This way it's easy. Going back to what we're going to talk about before, you're going to be responsible for your education. You need to go ahead and consume this one website slowly, okay? And I'm gonna find ways for you to consume it without you feeling like we have to tell you all the time. But basically, when you consume something like this one, you take that test and you post it in the group one more time. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. The problem is that then you cannot complain of you not getting a result. Why? Because every single resource in this program is done for a reason. Number two, living by the code. The code, if you don't have if you don't have the website, is inside our group in the features. If you do have the website, is inside this over here, living by the codes and also by the habits. These are the habits of a very advanced, high, um, how do you say, high performing entrepreneur, which is not me, but basically are the same. So I don't know if you guys went through that, but when we're talking about not be able to plan, not be able to focus, not be able to that, like this is the solution here. You need to consume it. By the way, this is the code. Like you can find this video. It's only 4 minutes long. It tells you stop finding excuses not to take action. Be resourceful. Be impeccable with your word. Love yourself enough to care. All that stuff. And I know it's gonna feel like it's some tough love. Don't feel like I'm talking to anybody in particular. I never do. I just saying because you need to hear it. If you are a client, you need to hear it. If you're a prospect, we expect you to hear it before you come in. Now, what else? The mindset module. Again, it's done not because it's cool that everybody does mindset right now. It's done to do it, starting from the personality test. Or if you haven't done it, you're gonna go back slowly, slowly at your own pace. You're gonna do the work. Um, the group, the community. In the community, we're gonna see in the community over here what goes on in the community, why is it important, and then the data and the metrics. Every single week, I send you a check-in. I just send you once a day, which was a little bit different than normal. You are responsible to take your measurements on a bi-weekly basis, your picture on a bi-weekly basis, weight multiple times a week, tracking your biofeedback, energy level, cravings level, mood swings, and all that stuff, sleep level. You are responsible to do that. That's your responsibility before you can say, I'm not motivated, because that's an habit. Motivation is when you lack of motivation is because you're not seeing the results. And if you're not seeing the results, provided you're doing the work, is because your body either is not reacting, therefore the results need to come later. And that's one principle I want you to start understanding. Not always you're gonna see results on a weekly basis. Sometimes it takes weeks or months. It doesn't mean you are qualified or you are how do you say, you are entitled to not do the work. That doesn't mean that. It means like if you can do all this work for a year straight, then you're supposed to see results. That's what it means. So to go back from now on in, you will basically get an onboarding, whatever plan you have, even if you are in the no programs or we have just a minimum, whatever. You will get a call from me because I want you to get straight to the point. When we find your strategy, you are insulin resistant, we find a strategy, you are menopausal, we find a strategy, we're proving the strategy now. Okay. Now it's time for you to become a little bit more independent and a little bit to kind of like keep up with your duty, which is more important because if you don't, I mean, why also I'm creating this call today, aside from I want to show my team what we're gonna do, I want to take care of this problem over here. I see the most chosen thing, it's about motivation. I just showed you before. This is the most chosen thing. What the hell there is about to be motivated in if you want to change your life? Isn't the pain to not change enough of a motivation for you to do the work? Let's say that the answer is no. I understand the problem, what it is, which is basically people lose motivation when they don't see results, and people lose motivation when they're lost. So we're taking care of you're not gonna be lost, and hopefully we're gonna keep you motivated, right? That's why we have the challenges. That's why we have people commenting each other and so forth. We have this hopefully this call, which are helpful. I want you to hear me loud and clear. I send out this every week. I just send you one today to all of you. Maybe 40% of people complete this on a weekly basis. Again, if you are getting results and you are an entrepreneur that work or like you have a manager that works, 70 hours a week, I'm not expecting you to do it. You just lose the ability for us to keep you motivated. Why is this important? Because based on everything that you respond here, the check-ins, which usually ask you, okay, how's our improvement, the metrics, I can basically make right away adjustments for you. Okay, we can tweak stuff around. Okay, I'm gonna put a hey for adjustments. I was doing this and I'm gonna stop doing this now. I'm gonna have my team do it because I just did it last week and it was a shit show. There was a people sending me 10 minutes recording, other people it's just so much like text this long, you know what I mean? And like basically I want to do it in a more systematic way. My coaches will reach out to you on a weekly basis. Now we have Dory and Jennifer. We have to talk to her like when and if she's gonna restart more consistently. But right now they're both part of the team. Dory, she will message you of the nature of how are things going, your plan. Do you need help? Your duty is to respond. If you need help, you have three ways, three things that are going to happen. If you are in the highest level mastermind and you just want to talk to me and say, we need to talk about mindset or anything, you say, I need help and I want to talk to Jerry on a call. And this is also when something is wrong, like let's say strategy no longer works over here. Now is when you need me. You actually need to schedule a call. You can text me personally as well. Another thing that is going to happen is like, I feel okay. Okay, cool. You continue your journey. Another thing is going to happen. You will say to Dory, which is also responsible to do the calls, that she is going to do a call for you to support the call. Meaning like, let's say something that really goes on is like, let's say you know what to do is working. It's just like you need more optimization, meaning like we need to hit more protein. We need to know how to do it and so forth. You can comment in the group or you can actually ask for a call. I periodically gonna usually after a couple of weeks or something like this, I'm gonna message you asking you if you need a call. So they want to make sure that you got both clarity and motivation. Actually, motivation like is something that is gonna become naturally if you're doing it. The biggest thing with the motivation, which is used only for a minimal portion of the people, which is uh, not only the people inside the program, but especially the people outside from it, is this thing over here, which I don't think is very clear. If it is clear, then I don't know what you guys doing in the group. Meaning, like if you aren't in a program, you watch this replay and you don't want to do the work in a group, I really don't know why you're here. Because group calls like this one today is for people also in and outside the program. You could literally come like Sina did today, and we can help her out. Mindset calls are for everybody. And why do you think that is? They're not that when we have mindset, it's like these are usually helping you keep the motivation high because when we do it, it's good to either come, it's more powerful to come because you can ask questions, you can feel the things you're feeling right now, which is a lot of you are uncomfortable. And then it's also to kind of like show you, to also give you motivation for to take you to the next one. Office hours, I'm gonna introduce this concept again about the office hour. The office hour is like me going live with this, but inside a group. And you guys can jump in because I understand that a lot of people have a different schedule and you might need my help when a check-in is not due or anything like that. If you are in coaching programs like 6 months, 3 months, or whatever it is, or a very high-end monthly program, then you talk a lot more with us than somebody that's like, let's say, more do it yourself. But I'm telling you, and this is the crazy part, Cecilia, which won the bodybuilding contest, she's not in the one-to-one high coaching program. You can get this kind of results if you want to, if you apply yourself. The concept of the support call as a group on top of it, I'm gonna talk with Dory, but we're probably gonna put if she wants or somebody wants to make one talking about sometimes how to workouts, walking, water, all this kind of stuff that you need to do, are inside the like more mostly habits. And then of course there is gonna be master classes we done in the past, and we're gonna make those things hopefully geared to the one that people that are not in the program. On a nutshell, this is what we're doing. This is what needs to be done because, and I want to show you the structure because what I don't want to hear is like, I'm not clear on what we're doing. I need more time. I'm almost like what is done a certain way because it does require time. The whole thing you see over there in together is no more than probably 3 hours a week, including workouts. When the education part, you do every week a little bit. So you're not supposed to watch, 3 hour of content, which is probably the whole website, like that. As I said, we're gonna gamify it, meaning like if you finish that, the small one, you text me personally and you say, I want phase one or phase two. And then we're gonna see based on where you fall, which one is you following with. I hope this is clear. Type in the chat, in the message, in the chat there, clear. That means that you kind of like understand what we're doing here. Type in the recording clear when this is going to be posted. I am assuming that this is going to be watched and really understood when you are not a client and when you are a client. Like I said, we don't go around with guns and say, oh, you need to do that work, whatever. Like I'm just saying, like if you don't do it, this might be a reason why you're not getting all the bang to your buck, as we say, that you're not getting all the results you need. Secondly, I take away the right for you to complain when it's not done. And then we do have ways to see it. I see the check-ins personally. I see the percentage of website consumption, which is crazy low. It's like the highest one is maybe 45%. And the funny part is that everybody go online asking for more information, and now you have the right one. Uh, and basically, like in a nutshell, I'm doing this because I want to make you understand that we have facts to prove. Usually, the people that get more results is the one that talk less to us, which then means, and I did got when we got Coach Jennifer and Coach Dory inside a coaching space, I said, we want to train you guys. Let's give everybody calls, including people that are not in the program. Let's just add those things up and see. No different was made between progress. Therefore, like talking more with a coach doesn't guarantee more results. Going to a trainer doesn't guarantee more results. So it really comes from the beginning. The check-in I sent you today was, did you watch the code? If yes, tell me how this applies to you. If no, go and watch it and respond. Second question was, I believe, have you consumed the mindset course portion? If yes, tell me about your personality. If no, go and consume it and then respond. We're gonna respond next week. It's important. I cannot stress this enough. You're all here to get results. We want results from you. I just need system in place, and they are in place. I just need you guys to execute on them. If you're getting amazing results, feel compelled not to execute it. That's totally fine. But it's important for those that really feel like, and I get this question all the time: how can I get my motivation back? How can I build my habits? How can I well, it's simple. It's like you just do it. You just do the work. You come to the calls. You take advantage of the group. You take advantage of the call, and so forth. Any question about the system? I'm here to. We can literally take your situation and show you us in the system how it works. Otherwise, we'll probably go through one by one if needed to your specific situation. And again, I want to kind of like show you how this thing is done because I think it's much easier. Please unmute yourself. I know Lisbeth, I specifically asked you to come because there was some things that you want more clarity with. Maybe we start with you because I want to make sure that now you have everything you need. Hello there.
Hey, where do we start?
Anywhere you want. Like
yeah, the situation for me, I'm not lacking motivation. I'm motivated, but I'm at a point in my training I never thought I would be. I'm strong enough to do exercises that are over the limits of my dumbbells at home, and hands are not so strong as legs are, so I can put much more weight on my legs than on my hands. But if I'm doing it from home, then everything that needs to affect legs comes from hands because I have to hold on to my barbells or dumbbells.
Yeah.
And therefore the situation is that it's quite difficult. I never thought I'm at this point, but I am. I've been working from home since I'm at home with a baby girl.
Yeah.
They're giving birth, and now we are trying to figure out how to get to the gym. I was hoping that my daughter will go to kindergarten, but at this moment, I probably have to wait another month or maybe even 2, not more. So
Okay.
here I am.
So the question that I had for you, is that due to an injury or is that just because the grip is not strong?
The grip is not strong. And
Okay.
I have 48 kilos. I
Hmm.
At some exercises I'm using 41.
Hmm.
So it's getting quite uh, little. So
Okay.
I'm due to go to gym anytime soon.
So I'm
So
glad that
yeah.
you're here because like this can help everybody for sure. It's something that more or less like sooner or later it affects everybody. I'm gonna give you all the option possible in a sense.
Mm.
Obviously, there is no easy one but maybe you wanna start with the one that we can use from home, and this is I'm gonna leave that for last because the other one is gonna be simply like saying, okay, obviously the gym would be the easier. You just go.
Mm.
Um, I don't think that you can bring the baby there, so is there somebody else to
Yeah.
babysit or because if it was like small kids, some gym they have kinder how do you say
I
you know
know
that
childcare or
that yeah
something, but that
childcare
one does
childcare.
not.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
she's too young.
So that's the thing. The second thing, and again, that might be your solution if you long term don't want to go to the gym. It's exactly what I do. I have two set of dumbbells, but then I have the rack and I have the squat, the barbell. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's the only solution I see because you have to make a choice in the future. I just want to go to the gym or do I want to keep training at the house? If the house is the answer, with that you can keep progressing forever. I'm telling you, in 20 years I'm training and I haven't stopped progressing. So it's different to have two dumbbells that you need to carry like this, right? To do
Mm-hmm.
deadlift, so especially squats, than when you have a barbell that your friend supports. Okay, so
Okay.
you're not gonna need to. I'm assuming that you're struggling with deadlift, squats, and rows
Mm.
maybe, right? So those kind of things. Uh, rows you shouldn't because honestly you should take a weight that you can row with more so than. But sometimes yeah, if the deadlift, you're supposed to I think I just sent Marcela. If you want, I can send it to like the numbers that you're supposed to deadlift and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to one and a half time your weight, so it's significantly high.
Mm.
Uh, so it's got like, but I also don't think you have the dumbbells to do it, right? It's like you really
Mm.
need barbells. For the barbells, there are uh, and this might be the solution anyway. Like there is things you can buy, you know how this thing that you put here and there are
Yeah.
I can send it to you, yeah,
Uh,
that you just
yeah, I know.
do that.
Mm.
Is make a huge difference. Also on pull-ups I use different, meaning like if I do it without it, I don't know, I don't do it. If I do it with this, you do 10, so it's a
Mm-hmm.
huge difference, yeah, on that like that. So the rack and those things would be the first thing that I would make a choice with if you wanna or a decision with when you wanna operate from the house. It's quite an investment. Some of them, I don't know, couple of
Mm.
thousands. It's not like super high, but it's essentially something you're gonna use forever. You don't need to go to the gym then. Or again, maybe situation changes. The last thing I would tell you to do is like again, one is this thing over here. I can send you a
Mm-hmm.
website. I don't know if where are you based in North in Sweden? You guys have something that is called Temu over there or no? A website
The what? Sorry.
called Temu, Temu. I don't know if
Ah,
it's a
yeah,
Swiss
I
thing.
think we do. Yeah. Yeah.
You have it, right? I just bought it. Those things, like
Mm-hmm.
5 euro.
Mm-hmm.
Cheap. Because that website comes from China, whatever, like they do the very cheap stuff. I just bought the support for my neck when you do squats. I just bought one of those belts that has like the chain that you can put weights on, and then when you do pull-ups, like
Mm-hmm.
I think on total maybe I spent maybe like 40 bucks. So the whole thing. So it's really
Mm-hmm.
cheap. If they ship in Sweden, that would be my bet. You want to get your grip to be stronger. That's why I wanted you to come because I was not sure if that's an injury. Because I know that when you get injured,
Yeah.
then it's something different. Now you need to do it slowly. But when you get the grip stronger, there is exercise that we need to get the grip stronger. So I'm putting here a note that I'm gonna send you these things for
Mm-hmm.
you because I want you to be able to visualize it, right? Um, At least
Yeah, I had an injury, but I don't think that's the issue.
no, I don't think that if it's both hands, I don't. It's not like well, it's not that. It's like something
Yeah,
else.
exactly.
Now the protocol to kind of like many people just feel they need weight, more weight. That's what I wanted to get clear, right? So let me just let me just okay, let me just open up the website, the one that you still have the long version of the site, or you just have the limited one like this one?
The what? I'm sorry.
You have the long version of the website, or you have just the foundational, the one that you just saw? You have the
Mm,
phases, like phase one, phase two, phase three, or you have like, I think you came in when you had that.
yeah, then I had it, but I haven't checked it now. I did all the.
Yeah,
I'm in phase 3, and I've like gone through everything. I think that I'm
exactly. So
exception to
that's
your
like,
program, which you
yeah.
described
Now
before.
there is no, for you, there is no more, like, this is basically what the whole website look like. For
Mm-hmm.
those of you that don't have it yet, when you get to 0, then you either fell into this one, you either fell into this one, you either fell into this one. Why am I not giving you this right front? Because you'll be totally confused, and chances are you're not gonna follow through them because you're confused. Over here, it talks about that training components, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reps, sets, exercise
Yeah,
progression. Like I don't know if you saw this, but this
yeah,
is
I saw
like,
it.
yeah, okay,
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. So how do you, let's say you are at 3 times 10, right? And you want to get like the only way for you to get to more progress is like when you do 3 times 12, then you know that you need to put more weight.
Mm-hmm.
You can also do it like you are gonna slow down the exercise, meaning like instead of
Yeah, it
like
makes it
doing
harder.
this one, you
Mm-hmm.
instead of doing 1 2 1 2, it's like 1 2 3 4 5 1 2. Like try, you're gonna use half of the weight. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that take care of your problem. It's also true that these might get also you might get inflamed, not inflamed, but more so you might get tired. But um I don't think like that's the case. I think like you can progress. But I think that the best bet we do is like really take something for your wrist first, those supports, and then probably what do we say? Yeah, do some grip work like
Mm-hmm.
Cecilia was doing it actually. You can also text her, Cecilia Larson. She was
Mm-hmm.
also working, I think, one of the exercises that she asked me to put, and also, no, actually, she was working on her own with that, with some other program that she was doing for the bodybuilding. She was getting the grip to be stronger. She took like very heavy weights and she would just hold it up like that for like time, meaning like for 20 seconds. So that makes your grip to be stronger.
Okay.
Yeah. So that would be the first thing I do. Second thing, highly consider the whatever you're gonna be doing because I see you love to work out. So I'm assuming that that's gonna be your future.
Mm-hmm.
Is a very good investment when you work out always from the house, or also if you prefer to, if you have the space, obviously you need to get some space for the rep, at least some for some dumbbells. Um, sorry, not some benches and some
Mm-hmm.
barbells, kind of like the thing. And then you otherwise obviously the gym, but the gym you're gonna have to find a solution for the baby now, I guess.
Um, she will go to, but yeah, it got delayed as I wrote.
But
Yeah.
I'll send you later the rest. Now I know what the problem kind of like what the problem
Yeah.
is. Very
I
good.
have one wrist very weak, but it doesn't affect me that much. And I found some sort of straps that go around the wrist and making it stronger, and that
Those
solved it.
things, Lisbeth, just there are very, very cheap to buy. Buy them.
Mhm.
Don't use something that you make up yourself because you're gonna end up getting tendinitis,
Yeah,
which is
I
not
have
a good idea.
some,
Yeah.
I think, better bodies or something that
Okay,
is.
yeah, then it's fine. I think
Mm.
stuff that I also so. Okay, who else? Um, come on, come and talk because this way, otherwise I need to go one by one. Um, anybody wanna start Q&A? Or you don't need Q&A? Nina, you okay?
Yeah, I think
Good.
so. I don't have something to ask right now.
Yeah.
I've had a difficult start on this year, so but I'm still motivated. It's just
Very
going
good.
a little slower
Yeah.
right now.
Good. You always do the challenge, so obviously, like you're the one that pretty much use all the thing in disposal, which is great. Very good. I see Armel, she just recently also started. Are you good, Armel?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah. Hi,
There you are.
everyone. Hi. Yeah, I guess I'm much more at the beginning of the program that pretty much everybody else here. This week has been a bit tougher. I was doing well up to now, and I guess for me the struggle at the minute is I'm going back into my bad habits of a little bit of impulse eating.
Mm.
And I think it's probably linked to the fact there's some stress going around at the moment, and that's my way of managing the stress is to go back to my old habits, which I know are not good. But so yeah, I was just thinking, Jerry, that I needed to reach out to you and say, hey, what can I do here?
What bad habits? What? Tell me the scenario.
Well,
Specifically.
it's just this impulse eating where actually I'm not necessarily hungry, or I know I don't need to actually eat something. As from a physical point of view, my body is not telling me I need to eat something, but my brain say, "Oh, you are stressed. Let's have a comfort something. Let's So it's a comfort things and emotional eating more than anything else. And then because of that, I'm eating more than I should be. And so the impact is that the weight loss is not as good as it was the week before, for example.
Okay, and this is happening, let's say, due to a day, for example, that you are stressed on the work, or is because let's say you did too much cardio one day, or whatever. Like, what is it? Just like
Now,
that.
for me, it's ongoing stress. So there's been multiple things around. I've had to do my end of year review for work, which is never fun to do and always a bit stressful, because obviously, if you don't reach your target, there are consequences after that. There's something ongoing with the family as well that is making it a bit stressful, and it's not something I can control as such. It's difficult to ignore when you are personally impacted with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I guess the good thing is that I'm aware I'm doing it, but despite being aware of the fact I'm doing it, more often than not, I'm still not stopping myself doing it.
Okay. Do you have, like, when this thing happening, it's like let's say an emotional impulse that creates something inside that really bothers you? Like, you know how when you're stressed, there is a stress reaction, which is different than a stressor. The stressor is the one thing you just said. Work is there, family, whatnot, whatever, like those things are there, those are stressors. Then they create a stress response, right? And sometimes when you get like the food, it releases this stress. It's dopamine, you get released for 5 minutes and you're back to normal again. Do you have something uncomfortable happening, or it's just more so habits that you have?
I think it's a bit of both.
A bit of both, okay.
Yeah, I think so. But it's also a vicious circle, because obviously by doing that, I'm clearly, getting more calories than I should. So it's slowing down the weight loss. And because the weight loss is slowing down, I'm like that, oh, it's not working. So, so it's stressing me a little bit. And it's kind of a vicious circle, really.
Okay, so you also have to think a few things. We're gonna unpack this once at a time, right? One thing that you have to think is that, like I said, let me just go back to this thing, because I'm gonna have to draw a couple of things again here. Okay, the situation. This is kind of like a lot of people. By the way, a lot of people feel this way, not just you, so it's totally normal. When you're talking about weight loss, there is a point A, and then there is a point B, right? So B, and then a point A, right? For some reason, everybody, you are conditioned from the marketplace to feel like you can just do this. So yeah. So
Yeah.
you go from what, as long as you do the work, you're supposed to feel entitled, just get that. The problem is that you're gonna do this one, and then you go up a little bit, and then you go down, and then you go up, but you go up less, and then you go down, and then you go up less. The problem is when instead of like doing this protocol, then you just go down, and then you go up, and then you go down, and then you go up again, and then you go down, and you're always in the same spot. Over here, you feel like you're in the same spot.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, understand this is a curve, and in your case, it's gonna not your case, but most cases require months because I'm assuming like you want something that does take some time to build, not only 2 kilos, right? So it requires some time. So the action you're taking it determines the person you're becoming, right? So this is kind of like how you want. I want you to feel it this way, see it this way. It's like all those things that I just said before, going back to our coaching. And again, the more, because again, when everything is fine, everybody can get results, right? So this is why all these things at your own spare time are important, right? Living this way by the code, feeling good with the mindset, interacting in the group, because inside the group, like today you came here, and again, it's not like you have to come to all of them, but it's like the more you do, probably the easier it's gonna be, right? When we have a Q&A, a mindset, when you see me office hour, if you're free, you can jump in. The more you do, the easier it's gonna be to keep the motivation high because motivation is only a matter of constantly move you forward. Meaning like just now when you finish this call, you're gonna feel good inside your good inside because you feel like you done something good, right?
Mm.
And which you did, but also like it feels like somebody's kind of giving you something that you have to do. So it's like obviously the solution is simple. It's like you simply, in a nutshell, you need to get going, keep going like that. But you need to learn something from the mistakes that you do. So it's like if your stress levels are, I mean, the stress reaction is making you feel uncomfortable, uh, essentially, which is also what happens. But also if it's like, okay, I'm stressed and it's habitual, that's easy to fix. It's like you want to really become more conscious on saying, my identity I'm building, I'm not the person that is gonna eat on chocolate all the time because that's not producing who you are in the future. Yeah? You're
Yeah.
a high hand, I don't know, I'm not gonna share anything, but you're a high hand manager, like that's like come with a different level of responsibility, a high performer in the future. You might see yourself that way, so that you also those choices that you're making needs to reflect that.
Yeah.
Because even if
Okay.
we get to the body that you want. Now the other one, which is more difficult, is like if you ended up an emotional eating component, like that's you need to be very aware. So it's good that you see it, right? Secondly, uh, we need to get more precise. What do you, whenever you get this mindless eating, what do you use?
What do I eat?
Yes, sorry,
Chocolate. Chocolate.
Okay.
It's
So,
my
so then, like the first thing is like mimic those things, utilizing better options. Me too. After
yeah.
I didn't eat a lot today, it was a stressful day. I'm already thinking I'm gonna eat a protein bar with chocolate later because that's better than eating just pure chocolate, right?
Okay.
So you want to be mimicking and choosing better options.
Yeah.
Like, if you really want to, you have some time on your hands, go ahead and cook my souffle, like the one that we posted about. I don't know if you saw it on the group. Did you see?
I'm not sure I saw it. No, I
No,
saw
let me
your
just.
post about the book, the recipe book, but I didn't. I'm not
Oh
sure.
yeah, that's in the recipe book, but it's also easier to see it here. You can access to all these recipes as well here, guys. When you feel like,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
the one that I was talking about, yeah, a lot of things with chocolate here. I do love chocolate as well. So that's why it's like when you eat those things, you don't really need to feel bad about it. This is the one I'm talking about. High protein lava cake. Because that thing is like, or muffins, right? So those things are like better choices. The reality is that you're not gonna eat all those calories. Therefore, you're still gonna see results, and therefore the motivation is gonna keep high. even though you're eating kind of like food that are perceived to be very sweet.
Okay.
This one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
yeah,
would say that's trying to find it right now. I'm gonna really like tell you kind of like how it's done because it's like I know somebody else is gonna watch and then they're not gonna find it. Okay. So this usually on a restaurant is 1,000 calories, it's 300 over here. It's like you grate 30 grams of oats, you put a protein pudding at your choice or vanilla. You can put real protein, pudding, real cocoa powder for fiber.
Yeah.
If you're allergic to milk, you use almond milk. Um, 1 square of whatever chocolate you want. That's a real trick because allows you, if you like Nutella, it's gonna taste like Nutella. If you want Ferrero Rocher, it's gonna taste like. So you put in one of these things, you blend the whole thing and you microwave it. And every 30 seconds, 20 seconds, you take it out. You want it to be very melty in the middle and very and crunchy on the top.
Okay. Yeah.
Very
The
simple.
thing is, the chocolate I'm eating is actually 85% dark chocolate.
Fine, 90% even better, but it's
Yeah.
not bad. Depend the quantity, obviously. Like
But
if
there
you,
is not much sugar in it. That's what I mean. It's not as if it's milk chocolate or.
yeah. But I'm saying like there's also a lot of fat there, right? So it's like
Yeah.
the problem isn't the fat or the sugar, is the amount of calories, and it's the fact that this has a lot of control on your mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like the thing. Everything we just said right now is meant for you to find a band-aid. A band-aid kind of like go through the problem. In the meantime, you're learning more skills. The other one is that one day you're gonna have to find that like what really molds you to become a better person is like when you make this conversation with yourself and it's like, do I really need that right now?
Mm.
That's important because it's like that allows you to make the conversation and say, okay, the benefits of having this chocolate is one thing, which is only dopamine hits, right? Only one thing. The benefit of not having is like I'm gonna see results quicker, I'm gonna sleep better, I'm not gonna be, I don't know, as thirsty, whatever. I'm not gonna retain water. So that conversation is really hard. I struggled still. That an emotional eater will struggle with this. But I'm just saying, like, at some point, what do you wanna get to, like that. I hope this helps. It's not one easy response to give. It's more so like you need to do some work with it. But keep me posted, right?
Yeah.
You can message me, you can message Dory, you can post in the group. It's quite important the logic of the I showed before the structure. You want to be messaging the coach when you have a question. Be quick to ask for help, and you want to be responding whenever somebody reach out to you because you want to let us know that everything is okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Totally. But I think I told you numerous times, like you're doing this perfectly right now. Like you're very much, very, very accountable. And this is why we're getting fast results with you because you're very accountable.
I think I'm learning as well, as you say, it's not always a smooth curve, but it can go up and down a little bit.
It is, yeah.
And I'm learning that's okay, that's acceptable. And
that's important. That's important. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay, thank you. Absolutely. Thank you for the share. We have Davida, Astrid, and then Tina we have left. Any question, Davida?
Yes, hi.
How you doing?
I'm struggling a bit, yeah. I got the same problem as Lisbeth, but just in one hand, where I can't really lift with my left hand. It's like the fingers are really weak. So I don't really know what to do about it. I just lowered the weight to just accommodate and maybe do more reps. Sorry, I'm out walking at the same time.
No, that's good. That's actually a good habit.
So I don't know if that's what I should
You're
do.
going in the gym, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. How many exercise do you struggle in that problem with? Like only one or more or many?
Maybe 2, 3.
And it's like leg exercise or what?
It's legs and it's deadlifts mostly,
Okay.
where I have the back can handle the weight and the legs can handle the weight, but my left arm, or rather, it's like on the side of my thumb, beaming up from the thumb into my wrist.
Okay. So send me the exercise that kind of like that you have the problem with. You are in the gym, so it's gonna be simple to change. I'm just gonna change the exercise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
So,
because it's only one arm. It's not like maybe you have just a little bit more weaker one side. I mean, I don't think that you should like you go into a gym, so we can definitely find a solution there easier.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, fantastic. Anything else?
Yeah, I was one of the people that picked a support system in the poll, and it's not a construct of you not being there. It's more like, I have nowhere to put my son. I work pretty late. I was in the situation where I told myself that no, I couldn't work out in the morning. I changed my mindset and found that it worked marvelous to work out in the morning before work. So I managed for my son to have breakfast at school instead.
Okay.
But then right before Christmas, school calls me and says that, he's having problems, he's irritable, he's putting up a lot of problems, and has anything changed? And the only thing that I could think about that had changed was me putting him earlier at school. And I don't know how to work around it really, because I work pretty late, and for him not to be totally exhausted, I have about 2 hours that I have from picking up for him to go to bed. And it's not enough time for me to cook or even just heat something and go to the gym. I don't know how to handle it logistically.
Well, how many times? Like at the end, you have to go only maybe 2 or 3 times in the gym, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
3 times preferably, and I can do 1 in the weekend, so 2 in the week.
So I say like obviously you're just supposed to find a solution for those days, but aside from that, so he has to go in school early, and that's why it's getting irritable, or do you know that for a fact, or it's maybe just because he doesn't like a teacher and now she's saying I don't know. So that's like will be a different problem.
It could be a combination of he's been there the whole semester and he's getting tired. Of course, that could be part of it, and that's what I'm hoping for. But he loves his teacher, so I don't think that is an issue. But there has
Have you
been
talked
more.
to him about it?
Yes, we talk about it every day because I hear something every day. But he says that everything's fine. So it's not really reliable when it comes to
What do they say
identifying
instead?
what has happened.
What do they say? It's like that what do they want to do about that? Like they say to bring him there or what?
No, they just they say what you said now. Talk to him, and I'm doing that. They more or less just wanted me to be aware of it, and that's great. But it's an issue that has been haunting my son from daycare time, when he was deaf and blind and he was just a trouble, but then it was kind of fine for a period, and then when I adjusted my workout schedule for the morning and he had to get up a little bit earlier, spending more hours at school, I don't know, it just felt like it got worse.
How old is your son?
7.
Okay. So taking with you in the gym, do they have daycare? Like maybe can eat there instead, or what do you think? Or something that is not?
It could, yes. he has been doing that also, but it doesn't work in the morning because there's no staff there in the morning.
I see.
And in the afternoon, it's just, yes, I could pack sandwiches, but it's not really food I want to live on sandwiches unless someone has a really great tip for me concerning what I could give him to eat that would actually keep him full and healthy and me getting to do. Yeah.
I mean, what is he eating at school though? Because maybe it's not good either. What is he eating at school?
He's eating. We have school lunch in Sweden,
Yeah.
so it's a cooked meal, and of course
But that's in the
quality
morning?
could vary, but that's for lunch. And in the morning, he has a sandwich and maybe some cereal for breakfast. And then I also pack a snack, again, a sandwich, some fruit, rice cakes. Yeah.
I mean, I don't see a huge difference between whatever he's gonna eat in the morning in school and whatever you can pack. I think it would be, I don't know, like if it's gonna be sandwich anyway, then I think that it's best to but again, maybe he doesn't want to be in school. It's understandable. He doesn't want to wake up an hour early and that's something, of course, it could be. Um, honestly, I don't know what to suggest because I don't know your son either. I don't know what he likes, what doesn't like. If that was me, I would do it in the evening. But then it depends if you're able to go or another time maybe, or maybe you can have him choose what, like you say, you kind of like doing, you have this thing that you have to do, and it's like for you it's better to go early or to go or find a solution. Maybe you stay with a friend when I go in the night. You know what I mean? It's like maybe you can find something that he prefers telling you what to do.
Yeah, right now it feels like I'm just waiting for him to be a little older and I can drive off and he can go take himself to school in the morning. But that is maybe half a year away, I think. But yeah, well, it just makes me feel like a really worthless mother sometimes. So yeah,
I don't think that's the case. Like
no,
I think
don't.
that you're very tough with yourself. I don't think that's the case. Um, do more, too much of something is a problem. I think when it comes to parents doing too little, like completely being careless at all, is something like is not you because you're implementing. I don't know if you still do the delivery, but this is also you're always talking. Whenever you talk to me, it's like always you're talking about first what your son wants. Like meaning like you're always thinking him first. So it's like being a careless mother. I don't think that's you. But I'm saying like probably something in between is a good idea because give him responsibility and trust me, when they grow up, they're gonna look somewhere for the tough love that you might have not give. That's something important. And it's like you don't have to be like bad or anything. It's just like something that you might wanna kind of like because it's essentially I think that the best gift reward when he grows up is that you're gonna be healthy there with him. I think that's the best thing, right? So we know that somehow it needs to happen. Now, if you cannot go to the gym, you only go maybe 1 week, you go 3 times, the other week you only go once. You just do what you're doing now. You can go for a walk. In your case, it helps because like it's a process, and again, that as probably as equal, if not more important than maybe going to the gym. So you find a way to go to walk, and if you really feel like, hey, uh, you want to stay at home watching TV. In the meantime, you go for a walk. You know what I mean? It's like there is things you can do, but don't feel that way. I don't think that's you, even if you feel the way. But especially like you want to find a way. You always want to constantly optimize and see the plan how it's gonna go. I know it's not easy. Yeah, because like when you need to bring them in, when you have kids, there is always another level of even when you. I see when you have to when you have pets, you have to take the dogs, you have to take them outside. Like I don't have it, but like friends of mine, they do. Sometimes we see each other, whatever, we go. And it's like, I cannot imagine how I'll be able to do it with my schedule if I had to do this every day. That would really mean I sleep less, which is kind of a problem. But anyway,
Oh,
so don't be too tough with yourself. I think you're doing a good work. In your case, because I know sometimes this comes up with you, and I always say Doris, in my opinion, she's doing a fantastic work with that. She's becoming really good on kind of like that. But this is basically with you also what we're gonna start, right? Um, I think like that the process to you is clear. Um, what you do very often when you have the group calls, you come, like you told me about the mindset calls, like take advantage of this
uh,
support system here. Um, and make sure that whenever she reach out to you, you either get a call with me or with her, or also like if something is not like you need something from me, you message me, right?
yeah,
And keep filling up your check-ins to make sure that
uh,
I know when you have a problem, because the problem is
yeah.
that sometimes I'm not clear that you're having this problem, and I'm no longer gonna
No,
reach out personally, right? I'm always gonna maybe once in a while I will, but it's only to ask you, okay, do you want to call? So she's gonna
yeah,
reach out
yeah,
to you, and then I'm gonna reach out by the app. So make sure to, if you have any question about anything, you reach out to me as well. That can be done all the time.
yeah.
Can I say something, Jerry?
Yeah.
Yeah, Davida, I had the same problem with my kids.
Okay.
Before when I started with Jerry, it's been a month with Jerry, but you have to explore with your kids and talk to your kids. And I talked to my son and explained that I needed time to get healthy, and explained to him that with a healthy mother, he can do more things with his mother and in the future. And then when I started, he understood, and now he's just pushing me to train. He runs with me. He coaches me, so it can turn the other way around. You just need to take him with your journey. It's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
important that he understands, and he only understands when you talk to him
yes,
what you need. It's not only what he needs, but also what you need.
yeah. Um, I like it, and I will surely try. But I'm not saying but
It's
I am
hard. It's
saying
hard.
but.
I know. It took a lot of time, but it's also a journey for him. I separated from my ex, and it was a lot of emotional things happening, but they understand more than you think, and when you don't talk about
Yeah,
it, then it becomes a thing. And when you're honest with your child, it really tightens your relationship, but also there's a way of understanding between the two of you. It will get better then.
I think that's
thank you.
quite
Yeah,
important to,
Sorry
it's a
to
very good,
interrupt, Jerry.
it's a very good point. No, it's like one thing that I wanted to say also for that obviously is not highlighted here, because I made this more so for us to also for my team and everything. What is not highlighted is the fact that in the community, right now we are like this is also very personal when I go, especially when I reach out to one way. So, for example, with people that are not in the program, maybe they ask for a whenever you also I see you guys doing sometime you ask for a resource, and I always ask, I send a resource and I say, okay, how is your ads like? Whatever this community, and now we make it in a way like if you're gonna be in there, not in a program, you need to kind of like engage. You need to be a part of the challenge. You need to do something to create a very good environment for the people that deserve it. Meaning like for you guys that you already have went all in inside your health. One thing that I haven't touched on is this kind of stuff. You guys sharing with each other, because I don't have a kid. I don't know how to answer that. but she can see. That's a very good point that you made, and I remember that when I was a kid too. It's like I liked when adults talk with me like that I am not a kid. It's like, oh, you do understand more than you think. I think they do understand also more. But this is something very powerful. So many times I get somebody requesting me for help, or they want an opinion from me of what they would do. Uh, then they already have a strategy in place. But it's much easier. I think I made this example with you, Astrid, when you, for example, your plan. I said, post it inside a community because for sure somebody might come even with a better advice than I am. And plus, if I can give you an advice, but when you see other people see it, you have the option to get like 10 different advice. And you might try all 10 and you might explore which one is best and you might find even a better solution. That's just an opinion, not for us to create engagement, but more so for you to get more than one opinion, right? And sometimes it helps because funnily enough, the one opinion that you're going to use is not the one from me necessarily. Maybe yes or maybe not. So I think that's a very good, and you guys might want to link up with each other. And if you guys can give you advice on this, I think it's very powerful. Initially, now we really are mapping the all Europe out. So there is going to be all of you. There are some of you in Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, Germany, and stuff and France. When I started 2016, it was only Switzerland. It was another approach, but also it's also true that at that point it was much more affordable to do marketing in Switzerland, and now it's like all Europe is better, right? But one thing that I want to start doing again in the future is creating seminars for a day to go in cities, and obviously the best one that we did so far it was in Zurich here. But it'd be nice to go to different places. And one thing that I would do is really have an experience one day, maybe, or one morning to really go into the mindset and see really like find a way to create a belief shift. But the afternoon, I think that it is very invaluable to have something that you cannot replace in online, to go inside a gym or something that I can actually teach you the level of intensity you should work out, because that's something that you don't do online. The only thing is missing. I don't really think you're gonna need a trainer one-to-one the whole time, because when you know how to train, then you train. It's also true that somebody that can actually afford that service on top of it will definitely have a better experience when you take a combo, because it's like if you get all this that we're doing plus a trainer teaching you an hour at a time and motivating you on that hour, that's kind of like, of course, even more. But realistically, if you have to choose between the two, which at my old time when I was there, a session of 10 sessions was $1,200. Some of you are initially in the program in the past less than that here. So it's like I really feel like if you have that money or that investment into yourself, you can find much better ways to use it than just blowing it in a one-to-one trainer. Rightfully so that he has to get paid 120 an hour. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm just saying like that might not be the best way to spend the money. But also, once you know how to train, I think that it's only becoming then a habit. Right now, we have the plank challenges. We're doing it to optimize not only your habits, but also to get you more resistant, to get you more endurance. So that thing is like, I always thinking, okay, when this challenge finishes, you're gonna keep going to that. Like David is doing now, she's walking in the meantime. So yeah, I mean, I think that's one way to improve the whole thing. Do you have anything for you, Astrid? Any questions specifically to you, or you're good?
No, not specific. Tomorrow I have an appointment with Dory, so I'll speak about the hot flashes and the hormones problems I have now. And that's difficult, just the mood swings you have and how to cope with it. I know it's hard, and I'm really trying, and it's okay, but it's just difficult.
It's a season of life. I'm not like that. Unfortunately, there is no like one thing you can do. It's just like
Well,
when you have puberty, like changes, hormone changes, and it's like it's the feedback you have. It's like the reaction you have. It's like still do the thing when you know it's boring, when you know it's hard, when you don't feel
yeah,
like it. It's kind of like the big thing. Yesterday I slept an hour and I had to do so many things anyway. The day before I was slept a couple of hours only. So it's like um when that happens, like everything seems like you have power to do nothing, like you kind of pull
yeah,
through. The day after you sleep better, right? It's like
yeah,
it's
right.
something that that's the way it works. Um, is the situation like you did went back to work already, right? So now it's like you found a solution for that thing that like you said like when the hours are not. So that's one thing that was bothering you. I remember when you could not
Now,
plan yeah.
we like we spoke about the structure I needed. Well, the structure I need will change the 1st of February. Then I have a new job and I have more hours, and it's next to the gym, so
Okay.
that's great. So it's easier. But now I'm just finishing my job. By this, it's really stressful just to, yeah, to give it up, because I worked there 8 years, and to give to really go, yeah, how do you call it? Just to leave really great, because he wants to leave okay. So that's the stress point at this moment. Um, but I'm really looking forward to the structure I'm needing in the new job, and also I'm really focusing on like we spoke about, the water, the training, and the food, and but with the mood swings it's really hard, because then the cravings are really worse, and because of a lack of sleep, it's really hard. One night, like you said, you sleep 1 or 2 hours, and the other night it's just 8 hours, and it's so well, the ups and downs are really hard at the moment. So,
Yeah. So
but
that
it's
one,
like you said, it's life, and I'm trying to focus and
yeah.
to get the sleep better, because when the sleep is better, you can cope with the rest.
hmm Me too. I'm trying to find like imagine that thing you experienced, not those flashes, but more so like not sleeping well, mood swings, like hormones shifting. That thing I'm
Yeah,
struggling now. I guess now it's become apparent because like I could measure it, but I don't know even how long it's been. At least a few years, but at least. So you have to like that's part of it, and like of course you need. I am also looking for some sort of a solution how to put my body into more parasympathetic kind of solutions. I'm trying
mm-hmm.
different supplements. I'm trying to walk more when I can, several things.
Yeah,
But like I said, mentally, as us because you also are a coach, so like you don't want to, you
yeah,
cannot leave this to control you. It has to be the other way around. You still want to be in control.
yeah,
Uh, I would say now you're gonna talk with Dory, so it makes sense for you to have touch
mm-hmm.
points every 10 days or so. Like
Yeah,
go on for about 10 days until you start or so forth. And then we can have a one-to-one chat, me and you, to see how
great.
the new job, how it's impacting this all the situation. Because it's important that when something changes, then you have maybe we need a different strategy. So that's
Yeah,
important.
yeah,
And when it comes
that's
to cravings, the principles stay the same. Do not
yeah,
shut them down. Use foods that you know that are
yeah,
periodically I keep making new resources about even like stuff they are in the website, but more so like I'm making also keep that everybody can have like recipe book and stuff like all these things because we do need some time food that we like, even though
yeah,
it's not, let's say, perfect food, but more so like something that you can use without 1/4 of the calorie because you take care of these cravings in another way. You're still doing something positive for your health, meaning like you
yeah,
still getting towards the results. But keep tracking everything, including your metrics, because we want to. Whenever those are stopped for a while, we need to kind of like see what to do because that then is when the problem, which maybe are the cravings, are more than the solution. So then in that case, we need to do something different.
Yeah.
If that
Yeah.
makes sense, what I just said.
My chocolate mousse, protein chocolate mousse, this is it's really a solution.
Oh yeah, that's just an easy solution either. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
Nowadays the amount of thing that you have is unbelievable. Like I keep seeing now,
yeah.
now there is the vegan thing going on. It's like now vegan everywhere is so you find, I don't know,
Yeah.
chocolate vegan. I don't. It's like I don't know.
Why is
I'm not.
vegan? It's always been vegan, all right? I don't
I don't know. It's
understand it.
like some of them is like lactose free, which is my. See, I'm on this opinion. It's like I have lactose kind of intolerance, so
Mhm.
I obviously go for it. Uh, but I'm not going without gluten. A lot of people have think, okay, less gluten is more healthy, less lactose is more healthy, vegan is more. It's like, okay, now you jump in on a bandwagon. It's like, come on. It's like just find a way to have proper fiber,
Yeah.
proper to high protein, good taste, and low in calorie, and you're fine. You can whatever chocolate creates that better, which is usually a protein bar,
Yeah.
whatever, right? Like that's probably the best solution. Protein bar, protein pudding, protein mousse. Some of
Mhm.
them are really good now. Mousse is like some of it is like a dessert. In
Really
fact,
great.
if I get a dessert, it's too sweet,
Yeah.
you know. So it's like, and then of course you can get really creative with some muffins, some pancakes,
Yeah.
um, which is crazy because those things take 5 minutes. But at some point you're like, even 5 minutes is too long. It's like because now you want it now, which is okay, right? But it's like going back and looking is like, oh, I have to cook this an hour long kind of stuff. Of course, the people are not gonna do that because
Yeah,
it's
but
too much
what
work.
works? You said you have to post your plan. No, I did, but I really I bought everything for before the plan started, because when
Mm.
you have it in your house, you can make it. You when you have to still to go to the grocery stores, you don't go. You have to
Yeah,
have
yeah, of
it at
course.
home, because
Hmm.
that's with you. That's the mindset. Well, it helps me to keep my mindset in check.
Hmm.
Um, uh,
Yeah.
so um, you have to do things for yourself. Uh, yeah, to keep yourself in check, and that works for me. For everybody's something else. That's what I meant with you have to explore your own journey. Um, it what helps for you, and by for everybody is different.
Exactly. Like you have to be. Some people are gonna be okay with buying stuff and then cook it, and some people are not.
Yeah,
Um, I find that one thing that also works well for me. I sometimes pre-made some of the things that I know that even if they stay a couple of days, it's gonna still taste well. The
yeah,
consistency is good. You know, muffins can stay for a few days.
yeah,
Um, you can freeze some yogurt and make them, you know, just put on some cocoa powder on top. It's like those things are like something it's gonna be almost evergreen. You can stay there a few hours, sorry, a few days. Some other stuff they don't even last a day, and then the taste is different, right? So
yeah,
you kind of wanna if you're gonna use that method, like meal prepping, um, Davida there, I don't know if you're still doing Davida, but you're doing delivery. So that's one other thing. It's like
yeah,
whatever works better for you, you want to be using it because that's why, by the way, like online, you see you see all these diets. It's like there's nothing wrong with it. Why there are so many is because everybody's different. Some
yeah,
people really don't like carbs. Some people really do. Some people feel like they have to be everything organic, otherwise they have some mental breakdown that and again it's like it sounds like fun but it's actually true. So I mean
yeah,
it's up to whatever person, but you definitely need to find something, a strategy for
works.
your unique needs, right? And your logistic and then your preference. It's simple as that. When you got these three things done, then you can get so many, I mean all the results are there then, so that everything is done. But
Yeah,
I think that's the way we go, but keep me updated with
yes,
upgrades.
I will.
Yeah, that is important.
Thanks.
Okay, very good. I know Tina said she don't need anything today. That's good. So thank you all for coming. I will chunk this out. I mean, I'll put the replay inside the group, but aside from this, I will chunk this out and the system part, I'm gonna put it inside the website, both versions. This way, like you're gonna have be very clear into the delivery method, how it's done, but also why it's done this way. Because honestly, I wanted to create something that still gets don't leverage all my time because that would be not my goal, but also not the opposite way around. It's not like taking all the time up and at the end of the day we don't get a better result. So it's like this way it's like systematic. It's like the coaches are gonna do part of it. You are gonna have to do a part of it. And should you be in a position that you're getting amazing results already, then you feel free to skip that part because if you are, there are these kind of people that are gonna maybe gonna watch this. And also, I remember she's no longer in the program now, but when we had the second chance, a very good friend of mine, Leila, she was in the program. She was a busy manager, I believe. She has two jobs. One it was her own company. The other one was a company she was working for. She was doing consulting the whole time. Good night, yes. She was work. She had two or three kids, aged between maybe 8 to 15 or 12. So kids that still need some sort of attention, especially on the homework at night. She had to go from North Switzerland to South. It's like fairly a 2 to 3 hour drive. Not every day, but a couple of times a week. She was working out. She was tracking level two, all the thing in my fitness pal to a T, better that I could do there. We're talking about a little bit about outlier, like for example, like Massimo, but it's very doable. What I'm saying is like there are gonna be people that way that it's like you give them whatever they have to do, they'll do it. If they don't come to the call, they don't show their faces, it's totally fine. But 90% of the people will need this kind of support in health because health is only one thing of the thing that they need. They're gonna have a relationship, they're gonna have careers, they're gonna have family, they're gonna have other stuff going on. They're gonna have wealth, stuff that they need to work with their, the financial whatever. So it's like let us help you take care of the health part. And again, like I said before, we always get less, like people take more ownership. And funnily enough, all the people here today are also the one that some of the people that take all ownership. No excuses. No, okay, I wish I had more time. No, I didn't do that. I wish I did more support to have that. No, it's like you are excellent on that part. Uh, we see this all the time, and always ask, oh, Jerry, can you just do stuff for free? Don't you have a plan that is like less so that I can do it? It's like now we have, but is that enough for you? You're gonna have to do the work because the group is free and we still see the same 15, 20 people taking the challenges and only those that are in the program. So crazy enough, uh, I mean, it's up to you. It's the responsibility of you watching this video, if you are in the group or if you are in the program, to do whatever you feel you need to do for you. I highly suggest that you study this video again. It's important, especially the structure part is very important. Yes, Armel, that's a good night as well. Thank you for coming. Time out for me too. We'll see each other again. One more time, going back to this. Quite important. Reach out whenever you need. You never want to be lost. You need clarity. You reach out. If we're still on the onboarding phase, I'm gonna reach out to you, and then I'm gonna reach out periodically with this of every week. I'm gonna reach out every maybe like 15 days with this, and then Coach Dory is gonna reach out to you all the time with this. And so you want to be getting her advice, and you want to come to the group all the time as well and see the replays. Coach Jerry here. It was fun. Hopefully, it was very clear. If you're watching the replay, comment clear if you're clear about the system. If you're not clear about it, or if you want more specific detail about it, comment also below. And then if you can also private message me if you want to know more about it in a sense like you might want to jump in. Coach Jerry here. Talk to you soon. Come to my office hour, come to my calls, and then also uh, very important stuff. Whenever you ask me for stuff that I say, okay, you want this YouTube video, whatever, like the YouTube video, subscribe to it, go to my reels, like share it, like help me, again, impact more people. It seems like whenever you see something, you feel like everybody's seeing it. No, it's not. It's like whenever it's organic, a very small portion of people would see it and somebody that might need it might want to talk somebody there as well. That's quite important. Okay, talk to you soon. Have an amazing night. Take care. Bye bye.